this one is a non-parametric test. I'll just brief you on what are parametric and non-parametric tests. Now, suppose whatever data you have collected, if the data satisfies or if it follows a normal distribution curve, then we say that the test can be the parametric test can be applied to those that data. And if at all, yeah, and if at all the data does not satisfy the normal curve, then we cannot apply the parametric test there. So we have to use non-parametric test in case the data is not normally distributed. And so this is one of the tests which we can use in such cases. Now, where we are going to use this test, the first thing is the categorical data. Okay, so we can put your data into categories, for example, males, females, married, unmarried, educated, uneducated. So whenever we are going to categorize our data into different categories. In such cases, we can use chi-square test. Second thing, whenever we want to compare any qualities of a person. Now, married, unmarried is again a quality. Then also smokers, non-smokers. So these are qualities or attributes which are present in a person. Okay, so in such cases, if we want to compare them, then we are going to use chi-square test. Now, this is also used to check if the variables are independent or dependent on each other. Not sorry, of there, it's on each other. Okay, so independent of each other or dependent on each other. Yes, for example, suppose we have married, unmarried, and this is one attribute or a quality or the variables, and another is say example smokers and non-smokers or educated and uneducated. So we want to find out whether a person is married, unmarried is dependent on whether it is he is educated or uneducated. So in that particular case, what we do is we can try to find out using chi-square test whether being educated is related to getting married or unmarried, and or do they have any association between these two. So that also we can check using these chi-square test. Okay, so now the data whatever we have, because there are two different attributes that we are going to, and it will be either that attribute will be present or it may be absent. Okay, so the data whatever we have is going to be expressed in terms of rows and columns. So now formally the formula is chi-square is equal to summation of O minus E the whole square divided by E. Okay, so first O minus E the whole square divided by E and the summation of all those values, where O is the observed frequency, that is whatever the data that you have collected. Now E is the expected frequency, and E can be calculated. Now we will have to calculate, because what data that we are going to have is only the observed frequency, whatever you have got the data by maybe any of the methods, maybe survey method, whatever. So that will be your observed frequency that you have. You don't have anything else. So using that observed frequency, you have to find out the expected frequency. Now the expected frequency can be found out by using the formula E is equal to the row total into the column total divided by the grand total. That is the corresponding. So I'll tell you how to find out that or how to calculate that. You can just copy this formula or take a photograph or a screenshot, whatever you want. So I'll just wait for 1 minute, and now you can just check out these. Yes, is that okay? Yes, Meet, you can if you want. I have no issues. Yes. Okay. I think you'll have got the screenshot now. Now we go to the, now I can explain you best with the help of an example. Okay. So without that, it is not possible for us. So I'll just wait for 1 minute because people are still coming in. So those who have come in just now, for them, this is the chi-square that we are doing, and this is the formula. Please note down the formula, and then we can start. Okay. Yes, we go to the first problem. Yes. Now the example says, now some people have gone and surveyed, yes, to the shops in towns as well as villages, and they found out how many shops were run by men as well as women in towns as well as villages. Now the question says, can we infer that the shops run by women are more in the villages than in towns? That means, in short, we just have to find out, is there any difference between the ownership or running of the shops by men and women in towns and villages? Okay, so this is the question. So this data that we have got is called as the observed frequencies. 17, 3, 18, 12. They are the observed frequencies. This is what we have got by observation or by survey method or the data collection method. Okay. Now we'll see how we can use chi-square here. Now, first we will only calculate the value of chi-square, and then I'll explain how we are going to answer the question. Okay. So this was a question. First thing that you're going to do is find out the row total and the column total, which I have done here. So you can just try to do it yourself, or you can just copy the first problem and next one onwards we will do. Okay. So see the row total, 17 plus 18 is equal to 35, 3 plus 12 is equal to 15. That is, the first row total is R1, second row total is R2. And now the column total, 17 plus 3 is equal to 20, 18 plus 12 is equal to 30. And you just add everything there. 35 plus 15 is 50, as well as 20 plus 30 is also 50. Your 50 is the grand total, or the final total. Okay, so 35 is row 1, 15 is row 2 total, 20 is C1 total, that is the column, first column, and 30 is the second column total. Okay, till here I think yes, you all can record the lecture, so I have no issues with that. Okay, or I am already recording, so the recording will be sent to you, so you don't have to worry on that. Okay. Yes. So are you done with the row and column totals? Yes. Now after that, we have to find out the expected frequencies. Okay, and for that we are going to make a table. Okay, the first column is going to be your observed frequency. So whatever is given to you, the first column is the observed frequencies. Now 17, 3, 18, 12, you can write it in any order, not compulsorily. You can write 17, 18, 3, 12 also, but I have written 17, 3, 18 and 12. Okay. Then now the expected frequencies. Now the expected frequencies is R into C divided by T, that is the row total into column total divided by the grand total. Okay, so for 17, for the first observed frequency 17, the corresponding row total is R1, which is 35. Go down, the corresponding column total is 20 and the grand total is 50. So for 17, the expected frequency is going to be 35 into 20 divided by 50. So just take that number, take the column row total, take the corresponding column total, multiply them and divide by the grand total. That will be your 14. Okay. Now we go to next. We go to the number 3. Now the corresponding row total 3 for the element 3, the row total is 15. The column total is 20. So it is 15 into 20 upon the grand total, which is 50 again. Grand total will remain the same for everyone, for all the 4 numbers. Next, we go to 18. For 18, the corresponding row total is 35. Corresponding column total is 30. And the grand total is 50. So it is 35 into 30 divided by 50, which is 21. And the last one, that is 12. Corresponding row total is R2, which is 15. Column total is C2, which is 30. So 15 into 30 divided by 50, which is 9. So have you understood how to find the expected frequency? Just give me yes on the chat if you have. Otherwise, I'll be repeating it again. Yes, I think everyone has understood. So expected frequency, you take that number, any observed number, then to find the expected frequency of that particular observed frequency, take the corresponding row total, the corresponding column total, and multiply them and divide by the grand total. In this case, it is 50. So we have got 14, 6, 21 and 9. So we have got O, we have got E. Now the next one will be O minus E the whole square. So just take the difference and square it. Now when we are finding the difference, you can do either 17 minus 14 or 14 minus 17. It does not make any difference because we are going to square it. So even if we get negative, for example, 3 minus 6 will be minus 3, but the square is going to be 9. So don't bother to see the sign of the number, whether it is positive or negative. Just check the difference between the two numbers. Like 17 minus 14 is 3, 3 square is 9. 6 minus 3, I am not doing 3 minus 6, I am doing 6 minus 3, which is 3, 3 square is 9. 18 minus 21 or 21 minus 18, which is 3, again 3 square is 9. 12 minus 9 is 3, again 3 square is 9. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes. So 9. Now O minus E divided by E the whole square. Okay. When we do O minus E divided by E the whole square, that is 9 upon 14. Okay. O minus E the whole square we have found out. E is already there. So 9 by 14 divided by, so that you get 0.64. Yes. Now for 3 and 18, 9 by 6 and 9 by 21. I'm very sorry, I have interchanged those two answers. 9 by 6 will be 1.5 and 9 by 21 will be 0.43. Okay, so 9 by 9 is 1. Now we have to add all of them or find the summation of all of them. Summation is addition of all of them, which comes out to be 3.57. So now the formula that we had was summation of O minus E the whole square divided by E ka summation. Okay, so that is 3 points. So addition of all of them, that is 3.57, and that is why our chi-square is 3.57. Okay, now we have to answer that question that we have they have given us. Okay, so I'll repeat the question. So now they have found out how many people are running the shops in towns as well as villages, whether the shops are run by men or women. Now we have to check whether the shops run by women are more in villages than in towns, or that in short, is there any difference between the shops run by villages and towns run by men or women? Okay, so now we have to set up a null hypothesis here. So in case of chi-square, we always are going to get a question and we'll have to set up a null hypothesis, and the table value will be given to you. That is 3.84. Okay. So the table value is 3.84, which is already given to you. Now, so H naught or the null hypothesis will always be that there is no difference. Okay, so now I have just written there is no difference. So, and the question carries goes ahead. There is no difference between the shops run by men and women in towns and villages. Whatever the question is given, that will be the answer. Okay, so then if we are giving the null hypothesis, we have to also give the alternate hypothesis. So if we are stating the null hypothesis, you have to state the alternative hypothesis also. We cannot just leave it with null hypothesis and leave it there. We have to give, because we may or may not accept the null hypothesis. So the alternate hypothesis will be exactly the opposite to no difference. That means there is significant difference between the shops run by men and women in towns and villages. Okay, now here what we have got is 3.57, and the table value, that is, or the critical value, this will always be given to you in the paper, or whenever they ask you a question, the critical value will always be given to you. So you don't have to worry to how to find out the table value. It will be given to you directly. So the table value here is 3.84. Okay, the table value is based on the number of rows and columns that your sum has. Okay, it's for, if you want, just for your extra information. The table value is found out and it is based on the number of rows and columns that you have. Here we have 2 rows and 2 columns. So M and N, that is, if M is the number of rows, N is the number of columns. The degrees of freedom is M minus 1 into N minus 1. In this case, it is going to be 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Okay. So degrees of freedom, and based on the degrees of freedom, we have a chi-square ka table wherein we look into the value, but you don't have to do all these things. Yes, Priyanka, your question, why we have considered a null hypothesis, because we have to answer the question. The question is not only just find chi-square value. Okay, so if they just say find a chi-square for the following, we have finished the question. 3.57 is your chi-square value, and that's all. But we have to answer the question. To answer the question, we have to set up the null hypothesis, and that is the reason why we have set up the null hypothesis. If we set up the null hypothesis, we have to set up the alternate hypothesis also. Okay, so now very important thing for all these tests, at least for chi-square test, you can just remember this: if your calculated value is less than the table value. In this case, it is 3.57 is the calculated value and 3.84 is the table value. If our calculated value is less than the table value, we accept H0, that is the null hypothesis. In case our calculated value is greater than the table value, then we have to reject H0 and accept H1. Okay. So in this particular case, I have written down chi-square calculated is less than chi-square table. So we accept H0. Now what is, don't just write accept H0 and leave it there, because we have to answer the question that was asked. So the question was, is there any difference? So we have to write down, there is no difference. Yes, I'll explain it again. There is no difference between the shops run by men and women in villages and towns. So they are equal in number. I'll explain again. Now, when you set up, whenever a question is asked to you, then that question has to be answered. To answer the question, we have to set up a null hypothesis or a statement which will be that there is always no difference between whatever the question is. Now here the question is that the number of people or the shops run by women are more in towns and villages than in villages, and so on. So we will just say there is no difference between the shops run by men and women in villages and towns, or towns and villages. So whether it is a town or village and whether it is run by men and women, there is no connection. Okay, whether it is a town, village, or whether it is run by men and women, there is no difference. Okay, so we are going to, that is your null hypothesis. Okay, so H1 will be, there is significant difference. The opposite of H0 will be your H1, that is the alternate hypothesis. So here, then we have to check whether R value is less than the table value or greater than the table value. So 3.57 is less than 3.84. So our calculated value is less than the table value. Whenever our value is less than the table value, we are going to accept H0. Whenever our calculated value is greater than the table value, we will reject H0. Now, if we reject H0, we have to accept H1. Okay. So now there is some doubt. When the value is less than the table value, H1, when it is more, H0 is your null hypothesis. Calculated value is 3.57, which is less than the table value, which is 3.84. Therefore, we accepted. Okay. Yes, for the final answers, you have to round it up to 2 decimal places. Okay. Just hold on. Here someone is writing on it. Someone is writing. One minute, please. Huh? I'm just coming back. What is it? Okay. Yes. Yes. So now is that clear? So if at all our value is greater than the table value, we are going to reject. That we will see in the next sum. We'll see what happens in the next sum. So can we go to the next one? Just Tell me on the chat whether we have understood, and can we go to the next sum. I'll show you the first sum whole thing again. This was the question. So we first found the table. Now how to find the table? The row total and the column total. Then we have to prepare this table, that is O minus E, O minus E the whole square, and O minus E the whole square divided by E. Add them up, whatever answer you get, that is the summation, that is chi-square. A chat box chat box gone. Return to meeting. नाही काहीतरी गडबड चॅट बॉक्स उघडत नव्हता तो आता थँक्यू. Yes, the digits in the table shows quite a big difference in the women in town. Yes, now here the data that is collected, that is actually not very, you cannot, I have, okay, Sangeeta, I have allowed everyone, I have admitted everyone, there's no one waiting in the, just tell her to apply again. Yes, so with these numbers, it is not very, because they are all relative figures, so we cannot conclude on the basis of just looking at those figures, okay? So we have to calculate chi-square and then we can conclude, okay? Now, can we go to, yeah, can we go to the second example? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, now we go to the second example. Yes, now the data is given to you. Now the further given data, check if there is any difference between the sampling techniques of the two investigators. Okay. So the first investigator, it is investigators, okay, A and B. There are two investigators, A and B. Now they took some samples for their study. Now the sampling techniques were different for A and B. The first one took 160 from the poor class, 30 from the middle class, 10 from the rich class, according to his technique. The investigator B took 140 from the poor class, 120 from the middle group, and 40 from the rich class. Okay, so the techniques that sampling techniques that A and B have applied to collect the data are different. Okay, now we have to find out, is there any difference between the sampling techniques? Okay, so we again find chi-square and then we proceed ahead. Okay, so this was the question. The first thing that you're going to do is find out the row total and the column total. I have just written poor, middle, rich. Instead of that, I have written P, M, and R. Okay, so find the column total. I'll wait. You try it on your own and check the totals here. Yes, is the row total and the column total same now? Now we go ahead and find the table. Yes. Yes. Find out the now. For every, I have written down the observed values 160, 30, 10, 140, 120, and 40. Now, those who were not there and or those who have joined late, for them, I'll explain this again. The expected value O is called as the observed frequency, E is called as the expected frequency. Now to calculate E, we are going to take the row total and the column total of the observed value. For example, the first one, 160, for 160, the expected value will be the corresponding row total, that is R1, that is 200, into the corresponding column total, which is 300, divided by the grand total, which is 500. So for 160, the expected frequency will be 200 into 300 divided by 500. For 30, it is going to be 200 into 150. The column total will change now. 150 divided by 500 and so on. So I want all of you to find all these expected frequencies on your own. Okay, so I'll just put this off. Only the first two I have kept, first two, three. Yes. Have you all finished finding E? Just put a yes on the chat box. Yes, I think. Yes. Now the remaining two columns, that is O minus E the whole square and O minus E the whole square divided by E. Again 160 minus 120, which is 40. 40 square is 1600. Find out those two columns. If you have any doubt, just let me know. I'll explain again. Sorry. Yes, then you'll add the last column and find chi-square. So I want you to put the value of chi-square. Once you finish it, add everything and put chi-square. Find the value of chi-square. Fine. Yes, 55.54. Yes, Purvi, Kiran, Rima, correct? 55.54. Okay. So I hope all of you have got the same thing. It has to be 54. Please check. Richa. Okay. Now the table value that is given to you is 5.99. The table value is, or the critical value is given to be 5.99. Okay, now we have to set up the null hypothesis also, because we have to answer the question, is there any difference between the two sampling techniques or the sampling techniques that are observed by the investigators A and B? Yes, the more digits you get, you take, the slight difference is going to be there. So it has to be about 55.5, so it has to be there for everyone. Okay? Yes. So now the H naught, as I said, H naught will always be, there is no difference. So the question was, is there any difference between the sampling techniques? So we'll say there is no difference between the sampling techniques of A and B, the two investigators A and B. Now, the alternate hypothesis will be, there is significant difference between the sampling techniques of A and B. Okay. Then, R value 55 is way greater than 5.99. Okay, so R value is much greater. So chi-square calculated is greater than chi-square table value. So as I said, if R value is less, the calculated value less, we accept H naught. If R value is more, then we have to reject H naught. So here in this particular case, it is greater, so we are rejecting H naught. Now the moment we reject H naught, we have to accept H1. Okay, so we are accepting H1. So our final answer will be, there is significant difference. I have forgotten to write the word significant there. There is significant difference between the sampling techniques of the two investigators A and B. Yes, we will accept H1 here. Okay, so I'll just wait for you to copy this down or take a photograph, and then we go ahead. Okay, so till now, if you have any doubt, please let me know. We have done 2 examples. So if any doubt is there, I will unmute you and you can ask me if at all you have any doubts. Yes, Bhavika, your doubt. Actually, we have to write H0 and H1 in the beginning of the sum because the question is there. So in the next example, I have written it down in the beginning. This is because first I wanted you to know how to calculate chi-square. So now once we have understood how to find chi-square, now I will tell you the exact format of the answer, how it has to be there. And in the exams also, the table value will be given, so you don't have to bother about that. No, we are not talking about correlation here. Okay, so we are there's no they are not in the picture at all. Okay, the table value will always be given, whether it is a 2 cross 2 matrix table or it is 3 cross 3. In this case, it is 3 columns and 2 rows. So therefore, the value is different. Okay. So we go to the next one. Now, all of you be prepared. Now, you are going to solve, and I am going to only wait and for the answers and check your answers. Okay. Yes. Now, the problems for practice, some the treatment for some new diseases or some treatment, there are some old fashioned treatments and some new latest ones. Now, the number of patients, those who had favorable response are given to you, and those who did not have any response, or those who were not happy with it or whatever, they did not give any response on the old and new, they are given to you. Now, you have to check if there is any difference between the old and the new treatments. Okay, so we have to find out we have to check if there is any difference between the old and the new treatments. The old one, that is the old treatment that have been followed throughout these so many years, and the new ones that are latest that they have developed due to science and everything, the new technologies that have come. So we have to check now. So the table value is given to you 3.84. Again, it is the same as the first sum because there are only 2 rows and 2 columns. So the value will remain the same because it depends on the number of rows as well as columns. So now start doing and I wait for the answers. Yes, I think Purvi has finished. So let us see the first part. Yes, so first you have to set up the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis. So the question was check if there is any difference between the old and the new treatments. So your null hypothesis is going to be there is no difference between the old and the new treatments. Yes, well done, Purvi, Lavanya, Gunjan. Yes, Palishri, yes, I'll brief you on the calculator. Now in the exam, I think the very first lesson that I had in Seva Sadan, I had explained you are allowed, the calculators are allowed. Yes, Shiba, Avasti, Priyanka, Supriya, Usha, correct answers. Calculators are allowed, but only the simple ones are allowed. No scientific calculators, no mobile calculators are allowed. Your calculator has to be simple in the sense that it should have only operations such as plus, minus, multiply, divide, and the square root sign. The square root sign has to be there. Well done, Priyanka, Richa, Smita, Shobha. You have got the correct answers. So no other calculator is allowed. So that is why even in my last session I had said, please see to it that you practice on the calculator that you are going to have in the exam, because the positions or the locations of the keys are different for different calculators, and that is why if you practice on one particular calculator, naturally you can do the calculations faster. Okay, so let us see the answers. The row column totals are 80, 120, 130, 70. So your answer is 5.86. O observed values, expected values, O minus A. Now I have done with one of the columns here. I have not done it separately. O minus is the whole square. I have not done that column, but you can do it. Okay. You have to do it, not you can do it. But here I have just given you the answers. Now, we have got 5.86 and the table value is 3.84. Okay. So our value is greater than the table value, and therefore we reject H0 and accept H1. Richa, very good. Anita also. So therefore, your final answer is going to be, there is significant difference between the responses of the old and the new treatments. Okay. So that is Roshni, correct answer. Very good. Yes, I wanted to explain one thing to you all. All of you, those who are calculating, you can just wait for a second and please listen to this explanation. Now, when we are calculating, Mitali, I'll just check out, okay? 1 minute. I have got 5.86 only. Mitali, I have got 5.86 only. Table value is 3.84, Priyanka. You will not get 5.56 at all. Okay. See, when you are doing the division, you take the three decimal places. And so when you, after the total, you round it up to 2 decimal places. Okay. Yes, I wanted to tell you something about this table. When we are calculating this table, now instead of calculating expected frequency for all the values together, what you do is take up 160, take up only one value, one observed value. Now the only one value, and go row wise. That means for 160, first you calculate E. The moment E is there, subtract from O, find the square, divide by 120, and you get 13.33. That means you calculate row wise, so you don't have to type those numbers again and again on your calculator. It still goes faster. Okay. Then you take 30. For 30, you calculate E, that is 60. The 60 is there, the answer 60 is there on your calculator. 60 minus 30, you get 30. The square, there is no square button there. So into 30 you'll do. So you get 900 divided by 60, you get 15. So if you calculate row wise, you will go faster than finding the expected value of all of them, then finding O minus E the whole square all of them, and then dividing by E all of them, and then adding. Okay, so you calculate row wise. Okay, so for the next example, I want you to do the calculations row wise. Take one observed value, finish the whole row. Then you take the next observed value, finish the whole thing. Okay. and then you check how fast you are going to do it. Okay, so I think all of you have finished this 5.86, everyone. Yes, so we reject H0 and accept H1 because our value is greater than the table value. Table value is 3.84 and our value is 5.86. Okay, now the next question. Yes, now the data is collected from some students. Now some of the students, they study at daytime during the day, and some of them they study during the night. Now out of those who study day, 10 have passed, 20 have failed, and those who are studying at night, pass and fail is given to you. The number is given to you. So we have to find out, does the result depend on studying at day or night? That means, does pass or fail, or does is the result dependent on the time of study? Okay, the time of study is day or night. So is the result dependent on day and night? See, this was the second use that I had told you. We want to find out if there is any association between the time of study and the result. Okay, so our H0, we can set up the H0 as, yes, the result is independent of the time of study. You can directly say that. Okay, so let H0 be that the result is independent. So naturally your H1 will be the result is dependent. Okay, yeah, Palashri wants me to repeat the easy way to solution. Okay, I'll just go back again. Those who have got it, you can start. I'll go back to the question. Okay. Yes, Palishri, this is for you again. And those who have not got some easy way to calculate this, see, you can go column wise also. Once you wrote 160, 30, 10, 40, 140 and so on, you can calculate E for all of them, that is 120, 60, 20 and so on. Then find O minus E the whole square and then divide by E and last column. But what you can do is, you can do row wise. That means you take first value 160, calculate E, that is 200 into 300 divided by 500, that gives you 120. So on your calculator, the 120 is there. Okay, then 120 is already there. So 120 minus 160 you do, you get minus 40, into minus 40 you do, you get 1600. Then 1600 is there on the calculator, the answer, divided by 120 you do, and you get 13.33. So you don't have to type those numbers again and again, and that will save time. So if you go row wise, that is 160, 120, 1600, 13, 13.33. Okay, instead of finding out E for all of them, take one value, observed value 160, and finish the whole row till 13.33. Then you go to the next, that is 30 value, observed value 30, and then finish everything till 15 and so on. So is that clear, Palishri? Just check out. Just let me know. Yes, was that clear? I think I have repeated the whole explanation again. You mean to say, Priyal, example number 1? This was a question. And this was the answer. Yes, very well, Purvi, Priyal, Barkha, Gunjan. Gunjan 3.2. Barkha, please check your answers. 2.8 is 3. Gunjan, it has to be slightly more. Just check. So it is 13 point. I have written down 4 digits, 13.3049. Priyanka, please check your answer again. Supriya, good. Kavita, correct. Shrikant, correct. Mm, I think someone has got 13.28. Please check. I cannot see the name there. Harim Khan, correct. Tejas, right. Sneha, correct. Yes, so I think everyone is getting the same answers, 13.3. So the table value is 3.84. That is same as the first one. And now our value is greater than the table value. And therefore, we reject H0 and accept H1. That means the result is dependent on the time of study. Yes, Sejal, the formula for E again. I'll have to go back now. Wait. See, the formula for E is, I'll repeat, those who have not understood, those who have joined in late, or those who have missed out. E is the expected frequency or the expected value. So expected frequency or value is given by the row total into column total divided by the grand total. Okay. So for example, you take the first one here. Okay. Look at the row total is 3515. The column totals are 2030. And when you add them up, you get 50. So 50 is the grand total. Now, the observed values are 17, 3, 18, 12. Okay. So whatever the data is there in the table that we have written down. So for the value 17, which is the observed value or the observed frequency, we have to find out the expected frequency. So 17 is in which row and which column, that you have to find out. See, 17 is in the first row. For 17, the row total is 35. For 17, the column total is go down, you get 20, correct? So it is 35 into 20 divided by the grand total, which is 50. Okay, so 35 into 20 divided by 50, so R into C. Yeah, Sejal, that's clear. Very good. सध्या 92 पण आता माझं झालं शिकवण आता काय करू I have finished whatever I had to do. 120 थोडंसं Usha, please check your answer. It is 13.3, not 28. Just check out where you have missed out. Previous slide with the question. Sejal, look 4.2. See, for 10, Sejal, this is for you. For 10, the row total is 30, column total is 14, grand total is 100. So 30 into 14 divided by 100. That should be 4.2. Sejal, please check. Yes, Usha, now that's right. Someone has got 13.29. Yes, that can be wrong because it depends. You may lose some marks on that. Sejal, did you get how to find 4.2? No, grand total is 100. The totals of the columns as well as rows. 30 plus 70 or 14 plus 86. That is a grand total. So divided by 100 ही आएगा सब में. Okay, now check if you are getting 9.8, 25.8 and so on. Yes, Bhimraj, correct. Yes, Kavita, you can find the questions from your material, study material also, or the past question papers. You can look into the past question papers. Every question paper has one chi-square sum. This chi-square is a compulsory question. 99.9, 100% one sum of this kind is going to be there in your exam. So you can check the past question papers also. You will get the answers. Yes, Meet, correct. You can round it up to 5.6. Not at that place, but you add everything and then, yes, you can round it up. Harim, you'll get the question papers on the site. IGNOU site, you have all the past question papers. So, yes, Priyal, correct answer. So, you can go to the site, find the question papers and solve all the chi-square sums, and you can just put it in your group. If the answers are different, then you can just send it to me. I'll check it out. I'll tell you the correct answers. Okay, or you can just send me the sum. I'll solve it and give you the correct answer. Yes, Kiran, correct. Meet, correct answer. Riddhi, how we know when to reject? Yes, Riddhi, I'll be explaining that now. Okay, so just wait, Riddhi. So, for example, for all these questions, either you go to your past question papers on the site of IGNOU, or you can go to any refer your study material. There also you have some questions, or you can go to any reference books that you may be having. May it be Kothari, may it be JPH, may it be Mangal. So there also you will have Yes, you can send me on my WhatsApp number. I think someone has my WhatsApp number. You can just add me in that group or send it to me. Just put my, I request, I think someone has my number, WhatsApp number. So please put it in your group so you can just send it to me directly. Okay. Palashri, what you're asking is question paper till 2017. Yeah, that's okay. Yes, you just go get the sums from there and you can do it. Okay, Priyanka, in the assignment, there was no chi-square value given in the question. Assignments are different, my dear. Okay, so, but in the exams, certainly you are going to have it. Okay, yes, Kiran, you can just put my number in the group and so that you can, yes, yes, two table values. Yes, Anita, I'll be addressing that. Okay, so first thing, when do we accept and reject? Okay, see, now in some questions, now this is 0.05 level, there are two levels of significance. One is 0.05 level, that is 95% confidence interval, 0.01 level, that is 99% confidence interval. Just one sec. Yes, now in the assignment, yes, when you were solving the assignment, the values are not given to you. So I want to just brief you what answer you will write if the values are not given to you. So you should know how to write. Okay, so please listen carefully. Suppose the table value is not given to you in this particular case itself. Now there is no table value. Okay, only your answer calculated value is 13.30. So you will just write down if 13.30 is less than the table value, we accept H0. And if this value is greater than the table value, we reject H0 and accept H1. That is all you have to, because you don't have the number to compare. Okay. So if it is not given, you will just write this answer and tell the paper corrector to check with the table value. आप ही check करो, आपने दिया नहीं है मुझे, तो you only check. No, you don't have to explain why it is, how it is dependent, independent. You just have to accept the alternate hypothesis and finish up. That's all. This is how the answer you are going to put on. Nothing else. Okay. So if it is not given, you just tell the examiner that okay, now you have not given. So you tally. If it is less, you accept H0. If it is greater, you reject H0 and accept H1. Sangeeta, I'll repeat again. If the table values are not given, you will just write down, compare 13.33 with the table value. If 13.33 is less than the table value, we accept H0. If 13.33 is greater than the table value, we reject H0 and accept H1. Okay. Now, one query was there. Now, sometimes in the exam, they will give you two critical values. Okay, one at 0.05 level and one at 0.01 level. So there are two levels. Sometimes they will give you both the values. Okay. So suppose your answer is less than both the values. Okay. Now in the next lecture, I'll just write all this down and show it to you on the this screen. But now I'm just reading it out, or just telling you all. You can just note down and check next time. So if two values are given to you, two critical values are given to you, and your calculated value is less than both of them. Okay. At 0.05 level, one value is given to you. At 0.01 value, another value is given to you. So if your answer or the calculated value is less than both the values, then we accept H0 at both the levels. Okay, if R value is less than both of them, we accept H naught at both the levels. Okay. Now, if it so happens that R value is greater than both the values there given to you, R value is greater than both the values, then what we are going to do? We reject H naught and accept H1 at both the levels, because R value is greater than both of them. So we will reject H naught and accept H1 at both the values. Okay, so if R value is less than both of them, we accept H naught at both the levels. If R value is greater than both, we reject H naught and accept H1 at both the levels. But if R value lies in between those two values, okay, now for example, here this is 3.84, the table value is 3.84 at 0.05 level. Please just note down, at 0.05 level, chi-square table is 3.84. Okay. And at 0.01 level, suppose, it is not the correct answer, I'm telling you, suppose it is 15.5. Suppose, I'm telling you. Okay. I'm not checking in the table. I'm just making the number so that I want to make you understand what happens if R value lies in between. So at 0.05 level, the table value is 3.84 given to you. At 0.01 level, 15.5, it is given to you, suppose. And now our answer, that is 13.3, lies in between both of them, correct? Yes. So now how we will write down the answers. Okay. So I'll dictate, just note down, at 0.05 level, R value is greater than the table value, that is chi-square calculated is greater than chi-square table. Therefore, we reject H naught and accept H1. We reject H naught and accept H1. Now next, at 0.01 level, at 0.01 level, chi-square calculated is less than chi-square table, because I assume that the chi-square table value is 15.5. So 13.3 is less than 15.5. So at 0.01 level, chi-square calculated is less than chi-square table. So we accept H naught. Okay. So if, I'll repeat this again. So if our value lies in between the two values that are given to you, so at one level, we will accept H naught. At one level, we will reject H naught. So for both the levels, you have to write two different answers. So you have to take one level, 0.05 level, 0.05 level, write down the answer. Then take 0.01 level, write down the answer. Okay, so you have to write the answer separately for both of them. So please check if it is clear. I will write it down properly, whatever I have dictated. If you have missed out something, I will write it down and show it to you next time. But I hope you have understood. So this is only in case you are given two critical values in the exam. If only one is given to you, there is no problem. We have already done it. Okay. Yes, I think most of you have understood, but still I will just write it down next time and let you know. Okay. So one sum, at least for maybe 6 marks, 8 marks, or maybe 10 marks also, is guaranteed in the exam. So if it is a 10-mark question, then they will just add a theory question along with it. What is chi-square, or explain chi-square and then solve the sum. Okay, so they will attach a small theory with it. Same thing in regression last time that we have done. That sum also is for maybe 6 marks or 8 marks, 8 marks or maybe 10 marks also. If it is for 8 marks, they will be giving you 2-digit numbers and maybe 10 numbers. If it is for 10 marks, they will add a theory question to it. Okay, I'll be giving the recording of the previous class. So if it is a 10-mark question, they may add a small theory. What is regression? They will ask you. Okay, so you have to explain the meaning of regression. So what is regression? And then they'll say, hence find the regression equations of the following. Okay, so you have to write about regression and then solve the sum. So if it is a 8-mark question, now again, depending upon the marks, the length of the sum will also vary. If it is less marks, then maybe single digit numbers. If it is more marks, then they may have double digit numbers. Again, the number of values given to be can vary from maybe 7, 8, 10, and so on. Yes, I'll be sending you, don't worry. Okay. Yes, so last time we had done regression. This time we have done chi-square. So both the questions are 100% there in the exam. So you can depend on the sums, because see, once if you have done the sums properly, there is no cutting marks in the sums. Okay, so no one can cut your marks as far as sums are concerned. If it is theory, I can always say if something is missing, you can add something more. Theory is never perfect, so we can always go on adding some more to the theory, whether it is to, as in case of your assignments also, whether it is 3 marks. The more you write, see, as far as the assignments are concerned, I just want to tell you, even if it is a 3-mark question, the short notes are there, 3 marks, and they've said 50 words only. See, you don't have to stick to the, yes, I'll be giving you the previous session's recording. So you don't have to stick to the number of words that are given to you. I had also said this in a couple of times before. I'm not sure whether I have said it to your batch. But please, when you're writing the assignment, don't stick to the number of words that are given to you in the question, 250 words, 500 words, 50 words. Yes, whatever question is asked, the whole concept should be covered in that question. Okay, so you don't have to look at the marks, but the whole minimum, the whole concept has to be there. If it is a scatter diagram, you have to draw those 5 scatter diagrams. If you don't draw, then it is gone. Yes, Kiran, I will solve it and check it and give you the answers. Okay. Yes, Sunita. Yes, 0.01 is 99% confidence level and 0.05 is 95% confidence level. Okay. So please practice regression, practice chi-square. Both the sums are 100% going to come in your exam. Yes, and these are chi-square is also important when you are going to do your research project next year. Okay, so I've already got some assignments. I'm going to go through them, but those are not submitted. Please check. Yes, that you don't stick to the number of words. What happens? 50 words हो गया, मेरा concept clear नहीं है, but I have not explained the whole concept. But 50 words ही बोला है ना, तो 50 words ही लिख के मैंने छोड़ दिया. That is wrong. Okay. Revati, you have to contact RC for that. I am not sure. Okay. Yes, I'll share. Yes, I have shared my WhatsApp number to you. So yes, when is the next session? I am not sure. I'll have to ask Abhishek about it. I don't know when he has put my next lecture. So the next lecture, mostly I will be doing ANOVA, or maybe you test, and we can finish off some small test otherwise. So but next lecture, either I'll take 2 small tests, or I may, if I'm doing uh, ANOVA, then only ANOVA will be there, because ANOVA itself will take a long time. Okay, so yes, I'll be sharing the earlier sessions. Yes, ANOVA, as it is, I am going to do. Okay. Should not. No. See, if your expected frequency falls below 5, we have to find out chi-square, but we have to do some Yates correction to it. Okay. So that is for you, it is not there. So you just have to find chi-square and this. Okay. Yes, I'm going to cover Spearman's rho also. So even if your values are low, then you have to still find out chi-square, and then you have to make a small correction to it. Okay, so that is why. Okay, Sheena wants me to repeat the sentence for 0.01 level. Okay, at 0.01 level, I had just suggested that the number is 15.5. So our value is less than 15.5. So we accept H0 at 0.01 level. Yes, if I get the lectures, I will surely be covering the t-test also. Yes, research also is a part of my this. So I'll have to talk to Rajeshri ma'am and then check uh, how to go about it. Yes, so yes, now I want to see all your videos. I want to see all your faces. So please put your video on. And let me know. Yes, share the names of the books for the statistics theory. One is, I think, Mangal. Then Kothari also has, but in the Kothari book, there are a lot of printing mistakes or calculation mistakes. So if you're taking the Kothari book, take the question and solve it. Okay? The answer, there are some mistakes in the calculations. Mangal is there. You can just take any books for reference, solve the sums, and you can put it in your group. Tell your friends to solve. Tally the answers. If they don't tally, then I am there for you. Okay? Yes? Is it clear? How was today's session? Have you understood chi-square now? I will unmute all of y'all. Yes?
Very good.
Was that
Very
clear?
helpful.
Ma'am, thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Easy it was.
Okay, so please practice at least 3-4 sums, and we'll get back next time. I'll just check with Abhishek and he'll send you a mail. Okay?
Sure, ma'am.
Yes?
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Yes. Stay home, stay safe. Yes. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Very good.